Hello, my Moonstones. Today I will be reading the original biographies of the Final Fantasy VII characters from the 1997 strategy guide, the North American version. This is a book that I've had for many, many years that was passed down to me from my favorite aunt. There will be rain, thunder, and chirping birds to help ease you into a sense of sleep. Now, I will only be reading shortly. The rest of the video will be the sound. I hope you enjoy. The first character is Cloud Strife, who is the most recognizable of any of the characters outside of the antagonist. At age 21, Cloud Strife leads the life of a mercenary for hire. As an ex-member of Shinra's elite squad known as Soldier, his fighting skills are in high demand. Cloud joins the rebel group Avalanche for their first strike against one of Shinra's huge Mako reactors that surround the city of Midgar. The storyline of Final Fantasy VII revolves around Cloud. In fact, most of the time you're required to have him in your party because he plays a key role in most of the events in the game. Over time, Cloud proves to be a great asset because his powerful sword technique is nearly unmatched. You'll want to keep Cloud in your front line most of the time to take full advantage of his sword technique. His skills are solid, but don't overload him with materia. Barrett Wallace. Barrett is the 35-year-old leader of the rebel team known as Avalanche. He leads the team in the quest to stop Shinra's Mako reactors and save the life of the planet. Although he is truly devoted to the team, Barrett often regrets having to leave his young daughter, Marlene, alone or in the care of others. Barrett's motives are unclear, but most believe that Shinra was somehow responsible for the death of his wife. Although he may not look it, Barrett is one of the most versatile characters in the game. Unlike most, he has weapons for close and long-range combat, which enables him to perform well in either rank. You'll want to keep Barrett in the back rank most of the time. This enables him to cause heavy damage without taking an equal amount in return. Avoid loading Barrett up with materia that reduces his hit points and strength. You may want to use him as a damage magnet later, and if so, he'll need to be as strong as possible. Tifa Lockhart. Tifa and Cloud were childhood friends, but parted ways when Cloud left his hometown of Nibelheim to join Soldier. When her parents died, Tifa also left Nibelheim and headed for Midgar. Soon after opening her bar, Tifa's Seventh Heaven, she met Barrett and joined his ragtag group of rebels known as Avalanche. It's her goal to make sure Cloud remains with Avalanche after his first mission with the team. When fighting, Tifa lets her fists do the talking. Her attacks are generally weaker than Cloud's and Barrett's, but from early on, her chain of limit breaks is by far the best thing going. Instead of selecting a single limit break, each new attack adds to the chain for a total of 7 devastating hits. If she can score, on the twirling slots, she causes extra damage. If she stops a slot on miss, she misses with that part of the combo. Tifa should always be a front-line fighter, but may have trouble contributing during some boss fights. Now, this next character is another recognizable one. However, back in 1997, there were some translation issues. Originally, she was Aerith, but the North American translation did Eris with an S. Now, recent games have put it back to the original Aerith with a TH, so I will be saying her name as the original Aerith, although the 1997 guidebook does put her as Eris. Aerith gains Boro. A beautiful 22-year-old, Aerith is a bright spot in the middle of a dark and dreary town. While selling flowers near Avalanche's first target, Aerith's life was forever altered after a chance meeting with Cloud. Because of her mysterious background, Shinra has pursued her for most of her life. Now, she must fight against those who would enslave her and destroy what she holds most dear. Aerith is the closest character Final Fantasy VII has to a dedicated magic user. Her physical attacks are fairly weak, but she possesses great skill with materia and its various forms. Due to this odd balance, you should put her in your back line and load her down with materia. Let Aerith devote her energies to spellcasting, while her teammates concentrate on inflicting physical damage. This also takes advantage of her defensive-based limit breaks. Red 13. Although his fiery red fur may make him look like a wild animal, Red 13's intellect is well above that of most humans. Not much is known about Red 13's origin. He's currently being held captive in Shinra's headquarters, where he's forced to participate in their twisted experiments. Red 13 is strong at both physical and magical combat. His sharp teeth and claws work well with his close-range fighting style. However, this limits his combat options and forces him to take a spot on the front line. There is a long-range weapon for Red 13, but it lacks materia slots and forces him to act as a fighter. Red 13 makes a solid magic user when loaded down with materia, but performs his best with a more balanced approach. It's best to always take advantage of his physical strength, as well as his startling intellect. Cid Highwind. Cid is an expert pilot and mechanic who dreams of one day becoming the first man in space. His dream would have been fulfilled, but he aborted a launch in order to save the life of one of his crew. Now, he spends his time trying to repair his inoperable rocket in the hopes that Shinra may one day reinstate its space program, giving him another chance at fulfilling his dream. With his lance in hand, Cid is always prepared for battle. His fighting skills are top-notch and come in handy throughout most of the game. His limit breaks are very helpful when fighting the evil hordes that threaten to consume the land. You'll notice that they all cause direct damage rather than affecting status or healing the party. Cid's statistics are pretty average all the way around, which can help or hinder his performance depending on how he is equipped. Yuffie Kisaragi. This 16-year-old ninja spent most of her time preying on helpless travelers until she met up with Cloud's party. Although she is reluctant to join Avalanche, her ulterior motive give her reason to tag along, if only temporarily. Her clever wit and ninja skills, coupled with her selfish ways, will either make her a powerful ally or a serious pain in the neck. Yuffie isn't one of the strongest team members, but her limit breaks are powerful. Her weapons enable her to attack from a distance without penalty. Keep her in the back rank and outfit her with plenty of materia. Although this tactic will lower her hit points, her position in the back rank should keep her safe. Cait Sith. Although Cait Sith's fortune-telling ability may not impress you, his fighting skills are a sight to be witnessed. The party first bumps into this joker while wandering around the gold saucer. Cait Sith eagerly joins the group to see if his predictions prove to be true. Cait Sith isn't much of a fighter, but his Mog relies on close-range physical attacks. His true strength lies in his various limit breaks. You'll notice that he only has two: dice and slots. Dice grows with power over time and can prove useful even late in the game. Slots is actually 7 separate limit breaks. The outcome depends on the combination created when all 3 slots are stopped. Although these limit breaks may seem unpredictable, they can cause serious damage even at the lowest levels. Cait Sith's stuffed body can take quite a bit of damage, so keep this Hulk up front unless you decide to load him up with materia. Vincent Valentine. Talk about a dark presence. Vincent sends chills down the toughest person's spine. Although he may look evil at first, there's a good soul trapped beneath his dark exterior. Vincent's plight is yet another example of Shinra's warped experimentation. However, there's more to this story than just bungled scientific research. Vincent is a strong character, much like Barrett. He's also quite competent with materia and makes good use of it from the back row. His limit attacks are powerful, but sometimes unpredictable. Once he transforms, you'll no longer be able to control Vincent. Make sure you're familiar with your enemy's strengths and weaknesses before Vincent transforms, or you may end up helping your enemies more than hurting them. Vincent will not join your party on his own. Refer to the section on how to find Vincent Valentine for more information.